Rosie here. Over the next couple minutes, we're going to take a quick look at cases, records, and dashboards in Tines. What we're looking at here is a cases reporting dashboard that I've built. You can build as many dashboards as you'd like, and they're all made up of three main elements: record charts, case views, and notes. You can see examples of all three here. Here's an example record chart, a few different examples of case views, and of course an example note. You can add these elements to a dashboard, rearrange and resize them to show the metrics and data that you care about. If you need to export this outside of Tines, you can export your entire dashboard, or you can export the individual elements as well, resize them or configure them to exactly what you would like to export before downloading. As we've been looking at this dashboard, I've received a notification that a new case has been created, so let's go look at that. This is an individual case in Tines. The first thing I'm going to do is assign it to myself, as well as one of my teammates. Cases are a place to collaborate with your team, so I can mention my teammate and ask them to go ahead and help. When they receive a notification that they've been assigned and mentioned, they can hop into this case, start reacting or replying, and we can converse in the case comments. They can also read through this activity log, which records all of the actions taken on the case. It's nice so they can get caught up to speed on what's happened, and so that I can focus on solving the case rather than on logging every action that I take. Additionally, I'm going to move this to in progress. What you're looking at is our standard case statuses. If you want to customize those, you can as well, and add various custom case statuses too to fit your process. And now let's look at what this case is actually about. We have a user who usually logs in from New York, and instead they logged in from Russia. We can also look at our records and see that two separate alerts are related to this case of different severities. Based on this data, I'm going to add a tag that this is a user account case. And as I add that tag, all of our actions related to that tag of user account will pop up, so I can lock my user account. That's one example of adding actions to cases, but it's really configurable to exactly your process. So if you want actions to be added exactly when a case is open, you can, or if you'd like various actions added and removed as your case goes through your different phases of case resolution, you can do that too. It's all configurable to your process and how you'd like to approach it. Before we dig too much into the details here, let's understand how this case was created and where it lives. This is our cases home, where you can see all of your cases. You can search through them, you can filter by different items, and then sort the filtered results as well. And once you find a combination of those you'd like, you can save them for your team to use. So here are my high open cases, or cases assigned to me, for example, and you can save different ones for your team to look at. If you get an influx of cases and need to take bulk actions, simply select the cases that you want to action on within your cases home and apply those bulk actions. You can also create cases manually from scratch here with the plus new button at the top right, but most cases, including this one that we were just looking at, are going to be created as part of your automations. Here's the automation that created that case. It's pretty simple for the purpose of this demo. It's receiving an alert, capturing a record of every alert. We're doing some case correlation to see if any existing open cases are related to the user we just received the alert for. If there are, we'll add that record to the case. If there are not, we'll create a new case if the alert is critical or high severity. We're also using our new AI action here. This is a really good use case for it because we're able to generate a new summary for our case engineers to see as we receive new alert context. So if you receive a new alert and it changes the context of the situation, your case summary will be updated automatically. Let's go look at our records that we're capturing for every single alert that we're receiving. This is what records look like in Tines. You have some nice visuals similar to the dashboards we were looking at before. You can even copy these visuals to your dashboards too. And then below that, the structured data that you're collecting within your different automations. You can filter these and search them both within the UI and via API for enhanced correlation. You can also save these filtered views. So this is my high severity alert saved view, and you can see here that I've set my severity must be high to be included here. Let's go back to our initial view and filter this for alerts received today. you can see we received 5 alerts. The first 2 we didn't create a case for. And this is a good example of keeping your records, but not making them relate to a case unless it's necessary for your team to collaborate and look at them. In this example, our user Michael did something we've all done. He forgot his password. So he had multiple failed login attempts and then changed his password. Now, if we receive another alert that changes the context of this, maybe that unusual login from a different country or location, then we can add all of these saved records to that case. Your team will have full context. But for now, you can keep it as a record, keep it for your correlation, and not need to create a case related to it if you don't want to. However, we've received another alert for the same user, Angela, this time that there's been unauthorized access to sensitive data, along with the other 2 alerts that we'd already looked at. So let's go back to that case and see how it's been updated. You'll notice our case summary is now updated to reflect all 3 alerts that we've received thanks to that AI action, and we can see all 3 records added below, along with a log of that in our activity too. Based on this data, I'm going to go ahead and lock the user account. This relates to my Tines page. You can build custom actions within Tines. And now that my user account is locked, I receive a notification. It's logged in our comments. And now our action has automatically updated to unlock the user account if I chose to do so later on. Before I can make any more progress changes to this case, I need to meet my case requirements, which are defined here below and updated as you meet them. You can see the last one that we need to meet is that our case metadata must be completed. And you can define both custom case requirements and metadata. So you can see that here, my metadata is defined to be exactly what I would like to collect here, impact resolution and closure comments, but you could choose to collect a variety of different metadata based on what you care about. Same thing with case requirements. There's a lot more that I could go into here, but for the sake of time, we're going to wrap up. So in summary, you can build on top of your existing powerful automations in Tines with records to capture that structured data, with cases to collaborate with your team, and with dashboards to report on all records and cases data. If you're interested, I'd recommend scheduling a more detailed demo of cases with one of your automation experts. Thanks.